Hello and a warm welcome to my studio. Today we're indoors because it's very cold out in the summer house today and it's raining very heavy. Today we are going to make another creative art project. Now just a little while ago I made this little basic beach hut out of card. Well, today I'm going to make another one with a few extras. For today's creative art project you will need some watercolour paper. I like this one. This is a Fabriano Artistico. It's extra white, it's hot pressed, it's 300 grams, 140 pounds. You will also need your template. As you can see, I've added some extras. A facia board for the front and rear, a nameplate so you can name your beach hut whatever you like, a porch to go over the front door, a life buoy and a porthole window. You will need some watercolour pencils. So I'm using these Caran d'Ache Museum Aquarelle, which has such a range of beautiful colours. There's 20 in each box. There's a marine and a landscape selection. You'll also need a brush. Now I'm using a water brush with a fine point. A tub of clean water to wash your brush, and don't forget the tissue to wipe off any excess as well. I'm using Winsor & Newton's white gouache on the front and rear fascia boards, but each fascia board has a copy and I'm leaving them blank. These will be stuck together later before sticking them on the beach hut. I'm also painting the door and frame with the white gouache. Now I found that the texture of the paper is making the door look like a wooden door. The light buoy is painted with a scarlet red for the marine assortment. I then painted the porthole rim with a light cobalt blue before colouring in a seaside reflection. Then it was time to tackle the beach hut panels with middle cobalt blue, which I took from the landscape assortment. Now I'm using several layers of pencil for this, and I've done several light layers before going in with the water brush, trying to keep a steady hand. Now for the felt roof. I started with sepia 10% from the landscape assortment. Now I kept the pencil on its side with a light pressure so I don't get too many lines but give a more smoother pencil layer. Now for the roof, to make it look like felt, I had to use lots of different colours. So following the sepia 10%, I used the light cobalt blue, then the primrose, the cornelian, ultramarine violet, French grey, all washed down with a water brush filled with clean water. Now leave it to dry. Now go over the hut panels again with the middle cobalt blue to tidy up the edges of the blue. Now I'm pebble dashing the roof with a fine liner pen. And finally I use a white Posca pen to go over the white sections of the panels between the blue on the side of the house itself. You will need a cutting mat, a pair of scissors, a craft knife, double-sided tape or glue of your choice, a plastic ruler and some kind of straight edge, and also I've used a metal ruler as well. Now carefully cut out all of the pieces from the template. the fun part, sticking it all together. The first thing to do is stick the front and rear fascia boards to their respective copies, which you didn't paint beforehand. That should help them stick. And using a flat edged knife, which I'm using here, now this is a little paper knife I made when I was at school many years ago. So you just push down the parts together and gently squeeze them along to get out any air bubbles and to help them set. Now do the same with the life buoy and put all these on the side to let them stick together and set. Now lightly score the tabs on the template with a blunt tool. Now again, I'm using my little knife, not on the blade section but the blunt side of it, and you fold the tabs with a straight edge ruler to give a lovely clean straight edge. Now I'm placing the double-sided tape onto all the tabs, but obviously if you want to use glue, you go ahead and do so. Now stick the fascia boards down from the front and the rear of the beach hut. Now I should have stuck my life buoy and porthole on at this point, but I did that a little bit later on. Now at this point I decided to cut a hole in the base of the beach hut for easy access. Finally stick the porch on just above the door and the name tag with a name of your choosing. Here we have my second beach hut. a little bit more elaborate than the standard one that I did before. It's slightly different in size, but this one has got the fascia boards with a little bit on the top, front and back. On the back we have this nice little window, and then we have the life buoy, and we have a porch and the house name. Now, Pen is a lovely little village in Devon, and you never know, one day you might get lucky to live in that area. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this. My beach huts come in all shapes and sizes, and a future project will be to do a double door one, bigger than this, probably double the size. It'll be double door, complete with platform and little stairs, and we'll be doing that like this one in a template, and the templates will all be available to buy as pre-made kits that you can do yourselves. Anyway, for now, I hope you will like the video and subscribe so you don't miss any future projects. Thank you very much for watching my creative art projects. I'm Mon and Katie, and goodbye for now.